There's a gentleman called John Bosco Chibalama. He was abducted on 3rd June 2019. It's been 7 years since.
Justin Nammeere, brackets Mrs. Nsubuga, solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Republic of Uganda, and that I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution. So help me God.
That's why I put in local government some people that people have been saying they are cantankerous, quarrelsome, like Barugahara and Nammeere. Nammeere is famous for quarreling, so you go and quarrel with them.
Watch your bar! 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 And so we have to you job at Dosika. And so we have to you.
Kubuzaako gwe munnange nkwebaza emirimu gyonna gy'otuusizzaako engalo olyota lunaku lwa Sunday ennaku z'omwezi ziri 14 omwezi tuli mu gwa mukaaga omwaka 2026 nkwaniriza ku the weekend briefing eno programu mpya ku social media Uganda era nga muno tugenda kuba tutunuulira ensonga ezikoze amawulire mu wiiki yonna okuva yatandikira ezo ensonga ezitrendings era nga agamawulire g'otasobola kufuna mu wiiki oluusi ng'obadde bize oba ng'obaddeko emirimu gy'okwasaganya nga tewasobola gekennenya ogenda kuba ng'ogafuna wano butereevu ku essential media Uganda. Nkwebaza byonna byokola era nkwebaza okuyita mu wiiki byonna gwafunyemu ebirungi ebyenjawulo twebaza Katonda gwafunyemu okusomoozebwa ate era tusaba Katonda ayongere okutereeza embeera. Ensonga nyingi nnyo ezikoze amawulire mu wiiki era nga mu zino mubaddemu ensonga ya Besigye okukomawo mu kkooti. Besigye yagenda mu kkooti naddukira mu kkooti ng'ayagala Muhoozi Kainerugaba. Waliwo baminisita ba Museveni 83 basweyalinze in oba balayidde okutandika okukola emirimu gyabwe. Waliwo bajeti ya Uganda yafulumiziddwa ya butabalika 8.3. Ensonga ya SyneyGongodyo omusajja abadde nakinku mu muzannyo ogwa rugby yattibwa n'ensonga endala nnyingi nnyo. Ebifaananyi eby'obuseego mu society mwe tuli mu Uganda ebitandise okutrendinga trend eyo evaawa. Ensonga ezo ze tugenda okuba nga tuwayawayaamu ate nga nkubuulira ki ekya happenings. Wobanga tondaba kusubscribinga soko subscribing liking atela o sharing so that to missinga video yonna gye tuteekako wano ate okulaba nti no naawe obeera mu kumanya buli kaseera.
Alcoholic drinks like Uganda Waraji, Black Label, Cognat and Amarula from Uganda shillings 1,700 to Uganda shillings 3,500 per litre to generate Uganda shillings 85 billion. 2. Motorcycles at first registration from Uganda shillings 200,000 to Uganda shillings 500,000 to generate 26 billion. 3. Single-use plastics from 2.5% or $70 per ton to 25% or $1,500 per ton to protect the environment and raise 10 billion. 4. Cooking oil from Uganda shillings 200 to Uganda shillings 400 per litre to generate 25 billion. 5. Cement from Uganda shillings 500 to Uganda shillings 750 per 50 kilograms per bag to generate 15 billion.
Mu wiiki eno gye twatandika baminisita ba Museveni be yalonda okulaba nti nno bagenda okutambuza nabo emirimu mu kisanja kino ekya 2026 balayira wali ku State House Entebbe era nga baminisita bano buli omu yavayo nakuba ebirayiro mwandi ba cabinet ministers ne ba state ministers era nga wano ba ministers bano bonna sigama tino balayira ne ba minister abenjawulo balayira era nga key figure gwe twali twebuuza gyali nga Janet Kataha Museveni ngono ye Minister for Sports and Education designate ono tiyasobola kulayira olw'ensonga ezitannategeerekeka era waliwo omutwe ogwakubwa nga twebuuza Janet Museveni aliwa tiyalabikako mu vetting ate era tiyalabikako mu kulayira saako ne baminisita abamu abalayidde waliwo abalayidde nga bajeti ya Uganda esomebwa nga muno mwabaddemu Honorable Katumba Wamala ne ba Honorable abalala abalayidde ku lunaku olwokuna era nga baminisita bano balayidde oluvannyuma lw'okuveetingibwa mu kakiiko ka Parliament aka Parliamentary Appointment Committee era nga bano balayidde oluvannyuma lw'okusunsulibwa. Mulimu baministers abatalayidde era nga muno mwe muli State Minister for Internal Affairs ono nga ye Lawrence Muganga atasobodde kulayira olw'ensonga ez'obutuuze ezikyagenda mu maaso era ono yavayo n'ategeeza nti ye Munnayuganda naye ng'ate alina passport ey'e Rwanda. Kati issue eyo tennaba kubeera resolved kyensonga lwaki teyalayidde. Kale no zezo ensonga z'abaministers. Baministers ba Uganda abalayidde ng'ennaku z'omwezi 8 omwezi ogwa June guno wali ku State House Entebbe era nga muno mwabaddemu Vice President yasobodde okulayira, Prime Minister, 30 Cabinet Ministers and 51 State Ministers. Okitegeera kale nno si bugamba nti no bonna abalayidde babadde 78 era nga abatalayidde ensonga zaabwe tezinabakolwako omuli ensonga z'okubeera ne citizenships ebbiri oba esukkamu dual citizenship nga mulimu Adonia Ayebare, mulimu Shats Kuteesa, mulimu Dr. Lawrence Muganga, saako ne Maama Janet Kataha Museveni atasobola kuveetingibwa ekigambibwa nti ayinza okuba nga mukosefu era nga teyasobola kubeerawo nga balayira ku mukolo guno ogwali mu State House Entebbe.
Of allegiance, I, Justin Nammeere, brackets Mrs. Nsubuga, solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Republic of Uganda, and that I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution. So help me God. Oath of Minister. I, Justin Nammeere, brackets Mrs. Nsubuga, brackets NRM Stokempya, being appointed a Minister of Uganda, solemnly affirm that I will at all times well and truly serve the Republic of Uganda in the office of a Minister, and that I will support and uphold the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda as by law established, and that I will be, and that I will to the best of my judgment at all times when required freely give my counsel and advice to the President of Uganda and his successors in office as by law established, and for the good management of public affairs, as by law established for the good management of public affairs of the Republic of Uganda, and that I will not directly or indirectly reveal any matter as shall come to my knowledge in the discharge of my duties and committed to my secrecy. So help me God.
Right Honorable Rebecca Alitwala Kadaga.
I, Alitwala Rebecca Kadaga, swear in the name of the Almighty God that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Republic of Uganda, and that I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution. So help me God. I, Alitwala Rebecca Kadaga, being appointed the Minister of Uganda, swear in the name of the Almighty God that I will at all times well and truly serve the Republic of Uganda in the office of a Minister, and that I will support and uphold the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda as well established, and that I will, to the best of my judgment, at all times, when required, truly give my counsel and advice to the President of Uganda and his successors in office as well established for the good management of public affairs of the Republic of Uganda, and that I will not directly or indirectly reveal any matter I shall come to my knowledge in the discharge of my duties and committed to my secrecy. So help me God.
Nyamtoro Fiona, swear in the name of the Almighty God that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Republic of Uganda, and that I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution. So help me God. I, Nyamtoro Fiona, being appointed the Minister of Uganda, swear in the name of the Almighty God that I will at all times well and truly serve the Republic of Uganda in the office of a minister, and that I will support and uphold the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda as by law established, and that I will, to the best of my judgment, at all times when required, freely give my counsel and advice to the President of Uganda and his successors in office as by law established for the good management of the public affairs of the Republic of Uganda, and that I will not directly or indirectly reveal any matter as shall come to my knowledge in the discharge of my duties and committed to my secrecy. So help me God.
Ekyo nga tukivuddeko mu wiiki eno yennyini SyneyGongodyo munnabyamizannyo era nga abadde azannya omuzannyo ogwa rugby abadde alipresentinga ku national team eya Uganda Rugby Cranes era nga abadde asambira mu Stanbic Black Pilots ono ate era nga abadde muyizi w'e Makerere University. Ono obulamu bwe bwashatingibwa. How? Ono yalumbibwa ababoda abamukuba paka kumutta. Ensonga eri ki? Mu Kampala muno mob justice nyingi era nga kigambibwa nti omusajja ono yali atambula ku street kati ne wabawo abakyala babiri. Abakyala babiri abo mbu kigambibwa mbu bakuba enduulu nga bagamba nti nno omusajja ono oba omuvubuka ono abasseeko akasawo era wano ababoda we bamuzingako ne bamutta nga woolaba mu kavidiyo ako. Wano nno bamuziise naye nga poliisi yavuddeyo neetegeeza nti nno etandise okunoonya abo bonna abalabikira mu butambi nga bakuba omusajja ono era key suspects waliwo omusajja ono yali ayambadde t-shirt ekya yellow basobodde omugombamu obwala era ne bamukwata. Mu bano mwabaddemu n'abalala ababoda be baakutte era nga poliisi yategeezezza nti ekyagenda mu maaso n'omuyiggo oyo yenna eyaliko nga mu katambi eyalabikira mu katambi nga asaakaanya nga yeetaba oba eddoboozi lyo liwulikika nga ogamba nti mumukube mumutte oba nga osaakaanya, poliisi egenda kukuyoola era egenda kukwata. Kale nno according to the source, in June 2026, Gongodyo tragically died after being attacked by a mob in Kampala following allegation that he had snatched a woman's handbag. Police investigations later led to multiple arrests, and the case sparked a national debate about mob justice in Uganda. The rugby community paid tribute to him, describing him as a talented, dedicated. His club, Black Pirates, retired his number 7 jersey in his honor. Ono yasobodde okuziikibwa era nga poliisi yategeeza n'egamba ekyagenda maaso okulaba ng'enoonya abo bonna abaalabikira mu katambi nga bakuba omusajja ono. So zeze ensonga zasobodde n'okutuuka mu parliament era nga wano nalabyeko MP owa Nansana municipality Zambali Blasio Mukasa nga raising concern eno agamba mob justice ng'esusse mu Uganda ne gangs zino ezize esusse mu Uganda n'ategeeza kale nno poliisi ssaako n'ab'ebyokwerinda balina okubaako kye bakola.
Every individual in that crowd, whether you punched, whether you threw stone, whether you cheered, is what they call giving moral support. So you who is on your camera, in your car, in your shop and cheering, you will jointly be charged.
Eyo ensonga nga ngivuddeko. Wetugenda kubifudde mu Uganda, bifudde mu ggwanga mu wiiki eno, mubaddemu Besigye teyasobodde kukomezebwawo mu kkooti olw'ensonga ze yagambye nti nno essiga eddamuzi lirina okugonjoola ensonga ze baateeka ku ttebo. Era ono
nga enkulu ziri ssatu. Application enforcement of rights eyawaabirwa General Muhoozi ne banne. Eyokubiri ye matter ya bail, twateekayo application Justice Baguma n'agaana ogifixinga. Eyokusatu ye kutulemesa okubalaba eruzira mu mbeera etategeerekeka ng'ate waliwo court order tugamba tugende tubalabe ne gadgets zaffe nga tubeera nazo.
Kubatwala amakomera eruzira baategeezezza nti Obedi Lutale ne Dr. Besigye baaganye okulinnya ku mmotoka ya poliisi oba ya prison nga bagamba nti n'ensonga zaabwe ze baraisinga tezinnaba kolebwako. Waati omuloodi yaliko omuloodi eno nga Elias Lukwago nga ye munnamateeka we omukulu mu musango guno ogumuvunaanya ogw'okulya mu nsi y'olukwe. Waati we yayogedde. Jjukira omusajja ono Obedi Lutale ssaako ne Dr. Kizza Besigye n'omulala avunaanwa omujaasi wa UPDF avunaanwa omusango gw'okulya mu nsi y'olukwe, bano baakwatibwa mu ggwanga erya Kenya nga bagenza okwetaba ku kutongoza akatabo ka Martha Karua mu mwaka ogwa 2024 mu mwezi ogw'Okumu. Kati guweza omwaka mulamba bano bakyali mu nkomyo.
Bail application tajikuteeko eyo twagala nayo bail application efixing bwe twakasaba bail emirundi ena nga agaana twataddemu bail application ey'okutaano tannagifixinga.
Abo webityo webiri omwaka mulamba bano nga bakyali mu nkomyo. Ekyo nga nkitadde ku bbali ate era Dr. Kizza Besigye yavuddeyo n'atwala CDF wa Uganda ono nga ye Muhoozi Kainerugaba. Lwaki yafayirinze case nga agamba yategeezezza Muhoozi aveeyo yennyonnyoleko ku ebyo byazzenga awandiika ng'atiisatiisa okutta ssaako n'okutemula Dr. Kizza Besigye. Era wano kkooti yawandiikidde CDF ne bannamagye abalala nga baagala bateekemu empoza yaabwe. Bwe kiba si kyekyo kkooti egenda kubawaliriza okujja butereevu mu kkooti.
Abo abasatu nga kwe kuli n'Attorney General olwaleero tebabaddeewo wano. Njagala mukitegeere nti yadde awadde ennaku z'omwezi 3 abo abasatu be twawaabira nga kuliko n'okuna y'Attorney General tebaliyo.
According to court filings, Besigye accuses Muhoozi of making public statements on social media that allegedly threatened his life and prejudiced his rights to a fair trial in the ongoing treason case against him. Now, Besigye and his co-accused Haj Obedi Lutale are also challenging what they describe as their unlawful abduction from Kenya and subsequent detention in Uganda. The High Court has directed General Muhoozi and other respondents to file their response to the application. The case is now before the court and the allegation remains subject to judicial determination. Watyo we yafayirinze era nga kkooti yalagidde CDF Muhoozi Kainerugaba okulaba nga ateekamu empoza ye oba nga yanikula ku fayiringi eno eyakoleddwa Dr. Kizza Besigye Kifeefe. Okyali ku the weekend briefing. Amanya yenze Mr. Essential Katela yenze amata agatafa toseguka kubanga ensonga tukyalina nnyingi zetugenda okuba nga tumulungula mu video eno. Wona agimayirako jja kuba otegedde amawulire agasinze okutrendinga wano mu Uganda.
The LOP now, you know that the Right Honourable Prime Minister is closer to the Vice President and she is consulting, she has been consulting. But also you need to know that
there's a young man called Christopher Godi, also known as King Zare.
Parliament yatuula era wiiki eno, era mu kutuula nga baminisita bamaze okulayira oba bamaze okutekinga offices, nga muno mwe muli Ssaabaminisita Robinah Nabbanja, Vice President Lupo. Bano ab'ekibiina ekya National Unity Platform n'ab'okwoludda oluvuganya baavaayo ne batuukiza bupya okubanja abaasibibwa political prisoners naddala b'ekibiina ekya National Unity Platform. Era wano leader of opposition ono nga Joel Ssenyonyi Bisekezi yavuddeyo n'agamba since Robinah Nabbanja amaze okulayira ate nga mu kisanja ekiwedde yatugamba oba yategeeza parliament nga wamanya amayitire ga Bosco Kibalama eyali mu Nanuupu, n'ategeeza n'agamba kano ke kaseera okulaba nga ayogera era okuproducinga Kibalama obanga mulamu obanga mufussako ne ba political prisoners abalala abali mu nkomyo. Kati kino Robinah Nabbanja yakyanikudde bwati nga Joel Ssenyonyi amaze okumutabukira, era wano wabaddewo heated debate and heated exchange of words between Nabbanja, Jessica Lupo saako ne Joel Ssenyonyi Bisekezi. Era nga wano Lupo yavuddeyo n'ategeeza nti no abakisibe bano bajja kuba bagenda kukola okunoonyereza nga bayita mu ministry ebya defense, bagenda kukola okunoonyereza era nga bagenda kuwa lipooti ejjudde ku basibe bano abasibibwa mu kisanja oba mu kalulu aka 2021 paka mu kalulu aka 2026 bano nga tebasobola kulabikako myaka kati tugenda mu 6, era nga abanekibiina ekya National Unity Platform baagala abantu bano baleetebwe bawozesebwe oguba gubasinze ate basibwe nga bamanyi nti nno gwabasinga dhani okubasiba nenga tibamanyi kyabasibya, era nti ne Bosco Kibalama wabanga nga Nabbanja yali agambye nti no gyali aleetebwe.
We were asking about John Bosco Kibalama and you told us that very person was arrested over certain offenses. So that's the one we are talking about. Please don't mock this house. We are waiting. Because when you compare it to the Prime Minister was simply mocking this house. Prime Minister, meet more often with the Vice President so that she can coach you on how to respond to some of these issues. Because you see, even when you're being given bitter medicine, somebody can put a coating of some sugar, so it's easy to take the medicine down. That's what the Vice President has said. I may not fully agree with everything she has said, but she has clothed it in a motherly way. And so it becomes easy for me to follow up. Now that she has promised, number one, the question of these intern doctors, you're going to go back and cabinet and review, and you have said nothing is cast in stone. That is what the Vice President has said. It's better than what the Prime Minister said, mocking and saying we increase the numbers and so on. And there is no harm in learning from your senior, the Vice President. Is that a bad thing? You don't want to learn?
Order.
Go for it.
Right Honorable Speaker and members, I want to inform you that I have been here in this house for quite some time, and you know how much respect I give people. My brother was with me, he's my friend, when he was still in NTV. We are very close, by the way. And in my submission, I was very clear. I even told you that I consulted the Vice President. The Vice President is more close to me than you. And so, is he in order to insinuate that I don't consult the Vice President? Is he in order?
Okay, the ruling, the LOP now, you know that the Right Honorable Prime Minister is closer to the Vice President and she is consulting, she has been consulting. But also you need to know that
there's a young man called Christopher Godi, also known as King Zare. He belongs to my political party. He was picked up by the military in Kamocha on 21st April. His whereabouts to date are not known. Why does government not want to follow the law? You see, even myself, even yourself as a leader, we can all be suspected to have committed an offense. But what does the law say? Why don't you produce people in court? When you abduct, and we call it abduct because you're not following the prescribed procedure of arrest. Right, Honorable Prime Minister? Why don't you want to follow the law? And Right, Honorable Speaker, we were here at another time speaking about missing persons. There's a gentleman called John Bosco Chibalama. He was abducted on 3rd June 2019. It's been 7 years since. The Right Honorable Prime Minister told us Chibalama was arrested. Up to now, government has not accounted for Chibalama and 17 others. And we are adding on to that list. Why? Government needs to account for these people.
Thank you.
Both NRM and the opposition.
Nabbanja ono mukwewozaako yategeeza nti no ye actually yali tategeeza Kibalama ono wa Nuupu, yali ategeeza Kibalama chairman era nga ye ono gwe baagerako tamumanyi. Amanyi Kibalama mulala era nga Kibalama mulala oyo gwagamba gyali. Ezo z'ensonga ezabadde mu parliament eya Uganda week eno.
Right Honorable Speaker and honorable members,
Where is the minister going?
I will start from in turns.
Honorable Speaker, there is again a concern of human rights violations that are not ceasing. We talk about these issues and many times we hope that government will move and do better. It does not happen. I am concerned, Honorable Speaker, about persons who are missing to date. Some belong to the NRM side, some belong to the opposition side. One of our colleagues, the Honorable Margaret Etilu, who is the Amuria woman member of parliament, we were taking oath here with her among others. We understand she was arrested on 23rd May before we went to elect the speakership. Her family, I've seen them in the media asking for the whereabouts of their person. Lawyers are asking where she is. We are asking, Right Honourable Speaker. Honourable Speaker, I'm leader of the opposition, but I should also be concerned when an NRM member who is a colleague in this house disappears and we don't know her whereabouts. It should concern all of us. Just like it should concern colleagues on the NRM side if it happens to any of us. So that's how I am concerned. Where is this member? Can government account for a member? This is happening to a member of parliament. If she has committed any offense, Article 28(3) of our country's constitution provides very clearly somebody is innocent until they are proved guilty. Why is she not produced in court? Where is she being held? Take her to court. If she stole money, for example, I'm always speaking out against corruption, take her to court so that she gets charged. If she needs to go to jail, she goes there.
Ochali ku the weekend briefing amanye nze misa essential worker wobanga gwe mulundi gw'okulaba tosooka kuyita ku channel eno oba tosooka kweyongerayo nga tonnaba kusubscribinga na kusharinga ate abalala basobole okutegeera ensonga zino nga we zatambudde mu ggwanga erya Uganda. Tugenda kuba tubeera wano buli lwa Sunday essaawa zigenda kuba 5 ez'okumakya nga tumulungula byonna ebifudde mu wiiki gy'otabadde, oluusi obadde busy, oluusi obaddeko n'ebikusumbuwa, byonna tugenda kuba tubimulungula. Osobola okuyita ku 078 31 31 20 tugenda kuba atenga ensonga tuzitegeera bulungi. Ekyo nga nkivuddeko, bajeti ya Uganda ey'omwaka 2026-2027 yafulumiziddwa era yayanjuliddwa bannayuganda mu kisaawe e Kololo era nga Honorable Henry Musasizi, Minister of Finance, yajanjulidde eggwanga ku lwa President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni era nga allocations nnyingi ezakoleddwa nga wengenda okuba nga nzikusomera wano mu bumpimpi era nga priorities nyingi government zetaddeko omulaka okulaba nti nno etuukiriza omwaka guno ogw'ebyensimbi 2026-2027 era nga priorities zino wetu yatemeddwamu okusinziira ku byafulumiziddwa era nga ndaba obulamu byaweereddwa obutabalika bwa Uganda obukunuukiriza mu butabalika 5.23 5.23 trillion. Education erimu 6.6 trillion. Salary enhancement for primary and arts teachers zirimu 568.65 billion shillings. Social protection zirimu 173.55 billion. Water, sanitation and environment eri 1.013 trillion shillings. Wealth creation programs zirimu 2.49 trillion shillings. Agro-industrialization zirimu 2.26 trillion shillings. Tourism sector development zirimu 567.32 billion Ugandan shillings. Mineral-based industrial development zirimu 473.51 billion shillings. STI and ICT and creatives zirimu 1.140 trillion Ugandan shillings. Transport infrastructure development zirimu 8.79 trillion shillings. Energy development zirimu 2.07 trillion shillings. Manufacturing and industrial development zirimu 1.03 trillion Ugandan shillings. Security 10.21 trillion Ugandan shillings. Administration of justice zirimu 665.55 billion Ugandan shillings. Legislation and oversight zirimu 1.23 trillion Ugandan shillings. Management of natural disaster zirimu 494.08 billion Ugandan shillings. Contingency fund to support disaster management zo zirimu 361.88 billion Ugandan shillings. Economy sector and budget allocations wezityo Uganda okuba nga basaasaanyiza era ng'ekitundu ekisinga obunene kigenda kusavisinga bbanja eribanjibwa Uganda. Akitegeera kale nno Museveni wano yavuddeyo n'alabula ababaka ba paalamenti ssaako n'abakozi ba gavumenti ku mitendera gyonna bano abeesuulirayo ogwannagamba ne balema okulondoola enkola za gavumenti nno kabajjuutuse. Era wano yawaanidde Honorable Nammeere ssaako ne Balugahara ng'agamba abaana abatadde mu local government okulaba nti nno bafeffetta bonna abatayagala kukola ssaako n'abalya ssente za gavumenti ne zitatuuka ku bantu. Wano yasabye ababaka wadde opposition wadde wani okulaba nti no benyigira mu nteekateeka za gavumenti balondoole enkola za gavumenti. Era oyo omuntu atalondoole enkola za gavumenti mu kitundu kye kitegeeza agenda kuwandiikira parliament clerk wa parliament bano allowance zibeere nga zibagibwako. Kale nno oba oli wa gavumenti oba oli wa opposition olina okwenyigiramu okulaba nti nno ensonga zino eza gavumenti zigenda mu maaso abantu basobole okwekulaakulanya. Zeeze ensonga era bw'ati we yategeezeza ssaako ne Honorable Musasizi Henry, Minister wa Finance and Economic Development, webati webayogedde ku mukolo ogw'okutongoza budget ya Uganda 2026-2027 ali ku kisaawe e Kololo olunaku lwabadde lwakuna.
This growth is increasingly translating into jobs, higher incomes, and better livelihoods for Ugandans. Investor confidence is rising, and the Ugandan diaspora is responding with increased remittances, investment, and active participation in our transformation. This budget aims to accelerate the attainment of the tenfold growth strategy. Government has allocated 99% of discretionary resources to the ATMs, i.e. agro-industrialization, tourism development, mineral-based industrialization, and science, technology, and innovation, and their key enablers. This budget prioritizes production, productivity, value addition, exports, and job creation. I invite the private sector to take full advantage of these opportunities to create wealth. The budget launches Uganda into the Chisanja no more sleep. The budget launches Uganda into the Chisanja no more sleep. Every Ugandan must actively engage in wealth creation, and every leader must be accountable for transforming households and communities. I want to repeat this. The budget launches Uganda into the Chisanja no more sleep. Every Ugandan must actively engage in wealth creation, and every leader must be accountable for transforming households and communities. The era of planning and debate is over. The era of implementation and results has begun. Our mission is clear: produce more, earn more, export more, and lift every household out of subsistence. I dedicate this budget to all wealth creators, especially the youth, whose energy, enterprise, and innovation will drive Uganda's transformation into a $5 billion economy. Right Honorable Speaker, I beg to move.
Thank you very, very much. I was wondering what you were drinking. I realized it was Uzima water that gave you extra strength. Thank you very much. Make the Honorable Minister of Finance feel welcome and appreciated for the good work. Thank you, Honorable Minister, and by extension, His Excellency the President, for your clear delivery of the budget speech for the 2026-2027.
Leaders must come in, because medical care, Health Center 3, is in every sub-county. These sub-counties are in Uganda. They are not in Congo, they are not in Kenya, they are here. Why should there be no medicine in the health center? Maybe that medicine has been stolen, but the member of parliament doesn't know and doesn't follow up. And people are crying. Then you have the government officials, the Gongodyo chief. That's why the local government must be very, very strict. The Gongodyo chiefs, what are they doing? The GISO, there is somebody called the GISO. Have you heard of somebody called the GISO? He's also there. Drugs are being stolen, GISO is there. This is what I can no longer tolerate. The people of Uganda have given me authority a number of times now. I would have to, in the past I was a bit hesitant because I was saying maybe, especially for capital, there was no capital which was being given, but now the capital is there, PDM being stolen. During the elections, I was disturbing the former Minister of Local Government, Majezi, ringing him. I got to campaign in Maracha. Instead of campaigning, people are saying, they have stolen our PDM money. I go from campaign now to, it becomes like a PDM tour. In Maracha, complaining. Then I ring Majezi, please, Majezi, come. Maracha, people are complaining. I don't even know what happened there. Buko, I was in Buko. or was it Quen? I think it was Quen. Same problem. Here in Kampala, Kawempe, Buambo, where PDM money was being stored. What is the member of parliament doing? Even the opposition ones, the ones of the NRM, I will struggle with them. But even the opposition ones, as long as you are getting allowance from parliament, and you don't go to check what is happening, I will ask you, the Attorney General, to see how I can deal with you also. Because if you don't want to monitor, don't take the allowances. Say so, go to the clerk, but then why should you get a salary in the first place? So it seems I've got a legal basis where to demand performance from both the NRM and also the opposition. As long as you are getting money of the government, you must check. Because some of the opposition say they do it maliciously. Let the programs not work so that the NRM is blamed. That's not good enough for you. Because these programs are not for NRM, they are for your own people. So therefore, this service delivery, the drugs in the health centers, the justice, corruption, security, law and order, the infrastructure of leadership is there. Member of parliament for every constituency, LC3 for every sub-county, those are paid. The ones who are not paid, I don't blame them so much. The LC2 is not paid, so I don't have to blame him. But the LC3, the member of parliament, the councillor, these are all paid people. They must monitor. And then the government people must monitor. And local government must monitor them, the chief administrative officer. That's why I put in local government some people that people have been saying they are cantankerous, quarrelsome, like Barugahara and Nammeere. Nammeere is famous for quarreling, so you go and quarrel with them. When I went to Masaka to defend Nammeere, because I had to go there, say, "Oyo mwana baba mkoza batya, tana mpisa." I said that, but if the lack of mpisa is to, because in Uganda, if you say a thief, and you say you are a thief, tona mpisa, they say you should have kept quiet, the mpisa. This is how you are going to destroy the country. So please, both for economy, but also for service delivery, the leaders must do their work.
Nkwebaza nti okyali ku Essential Media Uganda. Nkyakuweereza amanya yenze Mr. Essential Wakatela yenze amata agatafa. Story gye tuba tusembyayo nayo ye story ekyasinze okwata omubabiro era nga yeno story ey'abantu abeegumbulidde omuze ogw'okufulumya obutambi obw'obuseegu wano mu ggwanga erya Uganda. Ba influencers weekend otulabi ba influencers ab'amaanyi nga mulimu omuwala ku TikTok okwayitibwa Shan Lips n'omulala ayitibwa Kisitu Kirabo bafulumiza ebifaananyi eby'obuseegu naye ng'ate Uganda erina etteeka ddamba erikugira okusaasaanya ebifaananyi eby'obuseegu era ng'etteeka lino lyogera bwe riti. The Anti-Pornographic Act 2014 is a Ugandan law that was enacted to prohibit the production, publication, distribution, importation, exportation, sale, and possession of pornographic materials. It also established a pornography control committee to help enforce the law. May face legal consequences. So if someone uploads, forwards, posts, sells, and distributes another person's intimate images or videos, they may be investigated under the Anti-Pornography Act and other applicable laws relating to privacy and electronic communication. Second, a key criticism of the Act has been that it does not always clearly distinguish between a person who voluntarily created a private image and a person who later leaked it without consent. Human rights and digital rights advocates have argued that victims of leaked content can suffer additional harm if they are treated as offenders rather than victims. Even if someone was not the original leaker, forwarding or reposting intimate content may amount to distributing pornographic material and could expose them to legal consequences. In 2021, Uganda's Constitutional Court struck down certain provisions of the Anti-Pornography Act as unconstitutional. However, the Act itself was not entirely abolished and restrictions on pornography remains in force. So the person who posts or circulates pornographic materials could face investigation, and person who continue sharing it may also face legal consequences. The individual appearing in the video may be treated as victim, particularly if the content was shared without their consent. But omuntu wotuukira okufulumya wotuukira okukwata ebifaananyi n'obiweereza omuntu omulala kitegeeza bibeera tebikyali bya public, kitegeeza bibeera bifuuse byaki, bibeera tebikyali bya private, bibeera bifuuse bya public. Kati tulina okubeera abeegendereza abasharinga ebifaananyi ebyobuseegu. Etteeka lino liyinza okukwata ate n'ogenda mu nkomyo kuba penalty mulimu okusibwa emyaka 10 saako n'okusasula engasi oba byonna okubikola. Kale n'olina okwegendereza, naye nga kino kiva ku lwaki? Kiva ku lw'okuba nti nno empisa mu society mwe tuli, empisa zo tezikyalimu ddala buli omu kati alaba nti aliko kyetwala n'amateeka tegakyakola aga Uganda, nga gavumenti erina okusitukiramu okulaba nti nno enforcinga amateeka, okulaba nti nno bino ebintu bikomezebwa mu society mwe tuli. So n'ensonga endala nnyingi nnyo ezifudde mu ggwanga erya Uganda mu wiiki eno gye mutabadde oba gye mubeeredde ku mirimu, naye nga ezo z'enkulu ze nsobodde okufunirayo wano ku Essential Media Uganda. Nawe mbuulira gulira eki erisinza okukwata omubabiro wiiki eno kuva yatandika ku Monday paka olwaleero olw'Essande. Gulira eki gyolaba erikutte omubabiro, ojja kumpa comment yo awo mu comment section. Njaga nkusibwire wano obanga tonaba kusubscribinga, like nga to sharing na wompe comment yo. Ate osobola tufuna tulina Facebook page eya Essential Media Uganda, oba osobola okunsanga ku my personal Facebook page nga Kiseka Gerard Amata Agatafa, oba ku 07833207 eyo ya WhatsApp tokuba wabula sindikira WhatsApp ku kyonna kyoyagala ate okutegeera. Nkusibulidde wano ku Katonda n'ensi yange, ate tusisinkane mu video endala ze tunabatuze oba ensonga endala ze tunabatuze okulaba nga twogerako ensonga ezifa ku Uganda saako ne mu society mwe tuli ku Katonda n'ensi yange. Katonda abakuume era mweraba.